Hi guys, I'm Caesar Milana here, and yeah, it's December today. We made another English storytelling and explanation about why Wallace and Gromit films, especially for shorts and television feature films, are aired on podcasts on Christmas in the UK, for instance. So imagine though about Christmas, you might be wondering about watching Home Alone or even Elf or even some A Christmas Carol movie, but wasn't common becoming important choice to watching at Christmas as a tradition when the films and short films to be released. So I believe Wasn't Common is like a greatest franchise for shows, an inclusion of Shaun the Sheep, which makes sense. Without a clear shape, there is no Shaun the Sheep as a TV series. So why the most iconic franchise in the film was released and aired on Christmas in British television. So let's begin the video, guys. So, before I explain about this franchise when released on Dial Christmas, let's talk about the most iconic Wallace and Gromit. So, Wallace and Gromit is a British claymation comedy animation franchise was created by Nick Bart. So, I have a video about Nick Bart in my description below, which I really like art in films. So Wallace and Gromit is about two characters. Wallace is a middle-aged inventor from Lincoln, England, in the Middle Age, and Gromit is a big dog who can't speak in that film. So Wallace and Gromit is the most iconic British duo of all time, with similar different characters in film and TV. And yeah, I really like Wallace and Gromit. So, Wallace and Gromit first ever film, A Grand Day Out, which released on 4th of November 1989 in Albert Village School in Bristol, which becoming successful. However, the British Channel 4 to broadcast A Grand Day Out on Christmas Eve 1990, which a year after A Grand Day Out, which became the first Wallace and Gromit film to broadcast on television. So, the story is Wallace and Gromit are even want to having doing a bank holiday. Then, even though Wallace found there's no cheese, even though cheese have even eaten by the mouse. So let's talk about flying to the moon. We also haven't found the cheese. So when also they built the rocket was colored orange here, then also have a fly to the moon. And then having holiday there, and even though Wallace and even found the moon and eating cheese, it was taste like Wensleydale. And yes, even though they chased by the cougar though, even though the story there, and even though Wallace have likely going home to Britain after chasing the cougar and even collecting some moon of the cheese. That was good. So that was successful when film of the Channel 4 when broadcast wasn't coming on Christmas Eve 1990, which becoming their first ever TV appearances on Channel 4 broadcast wasn't coming film before BBC broadcast on Christmas Day to promote its second film. In 1993, Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers released on Boxing Day, which is Wallace and Gromit's second ever film and its Oscar for its Best Animation short, making BBC hold the distribution of Wallace and Gromit film is making the most iconic film when the characters is named The Wrong Trousers, an evil penguin who's stealing diamond in the museum. So the story is, when Wallace have met the Faders though, he wanted to know that Gromit have been lost because of this. And then he was likely to meet them. He was likely see Gromit Feathers as villain. They even likely want to see about techno trousers here, want to controlling Wallace, and even though this is not the wrong trousers, and even though when Feathers want to steal a diamond in a museum, that could be the most iconic and Oscar-worthy film. And also during the train chase, though, even likely know that Gromit and also Wallace have want to make chasing the you can say feathers and diamond. And also though at the end of the film, it was likely Gromit have catch feathers and even got diamond. And finally, feathers are going to the zoo. Yeah. After the film was released, they won the Oscar and the best animated show. That was iconic. The Wrong Trousers is the best Wall-E comedy shows ever, which is spoiler of the film that Palace Metro have sent was Wallabies to in weekend. That was great about that short film in 1993. On Christmas Eve 1995, Altman released Was and Comet A Close Shave, which the film made the debut of the Shaun the Sheep. The film broadcast on BBC Two, which beloved the film of all time, with inclusion of the Shaun the Sheep, which are the most beloved characters that prove Wallace and Gromit film could be started first rather than a spin-off series. So the films began when Sean have met Wallace and Gromit, and then they met Gwendoline, which very beautiful woman who met Wallace dad, and even met the robo dog called Preston. And even though the chase between Wallace and Gromit, and even though Preston though they even like to watch like more action though, and also even though Preston if even though defeats and even turned to robots, and then the film was like this. So yeah, the film is won the Oscar for Best Animated Short in 1990. In the making, Wallace and Gromit becoming the first ever second victory for the Wrong Trousers. So a close shave becoming Wallace and Gromit's second Oscars victory, which made Artman had Oscar winners like Nick Park. That was so great, even in that Wallace and Gromit as a franchise itself for winning the Oscars. In 2008, after 13 years in waiting, Wallace and Gromit had another short film again. The film called Matter of Love and Death, which the short film about Pilot Bakewell, which a female villain who wanted to ruin Wallace's career as a baker in the short film. Imagine that without Gromit though, Wallace could be died to though. The show aired on 25th of December 2008 on BBC One. Kind of amazing that short but failed to win the Logorama in the 2010 Oscar nomination for Best Short Film, will be the short film on the BAFTA, making four BAFTA animated short film. So the story is Wallace and Gromit we met Paella, and also though they having after saving their life, and then Wallace even becoming the new victim if they could be have a failed to making bread. So they decided want to compete against Paella, and also Wallace could be defeating Paella, and following that, Paella was even going to the World's Wallaby Zoo and even killed by the crocodile. Yeah, that was emotional about Four Wars and Comics short ago. Matter of Love and Death, which received Oscar nomination but lost to Kurama in 2010. But luckily, they won the BAFTA in 2009. So yeah, that film was so great and emotional out of context. On Christmas Day 2025, BBC One aired another Wallace and Gromit film. This is Wallace and Gromit's second feature-length film broadcast on television as Vengeance Was Found. That film broadcast on Christmas Day 2025 with similarity with the Wrong Trousers, which made Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Was Found was released internationally on Netflix, which becoming Netflix film that gone viral since Squid Game in 2021. So the story is Wallace and Gromit after called Fetus Merkle, even though Fetus Merkle was found in the zoo, and even though they have a gnome robot known as a Norbot. Yeah, Norbot is a becoming onto looks like a feathers with the AI. So Wallace and Gromit could be fight against the AI due to because want to fighting with the Norbots, and then how Norbot want to beat Fetus McCrow in the challenge though? By boat rather than train, yes. The boat itself. We also know that the Mukherjee and Macintosh those officer who want to chasing though with the boat, yeah, it was like an action fig pack chase, similar to action film though. And yeah, the film won the BAFTA awards and for the best animated film for family in 2025, and also failed to win the Oscar to Flow, which is a Latvian film about the cat. So yeah, 2024 about what's great about Walls and Comic Film before GTA 6 came out, which is the film becoming a Christmas gift on Christmas time 2024. And yeah, imagine living in the UK, people who know about Christmas film about people, a friend, Home Alone, A Christmas Carol, Die Hard, but wasn't comic films could be the best watching during Christmas. So that's for this December video about Wars and comic film. Really about remember I like to watch Hunt the Sheep because Wars and comic film. So thank you for watching, and don't forget like, subscribe, and share to your family and friends. So I'm Caesar Malana, and see you in the next video.